out there in the world this evening, today, this morning, depending on wherever you are. If you can hear me and see me, please give me a plus in the chat. That would be incredibly handy. Richard, how are you? Awesome, thank you very much. My apologies for the issue with the sound there. I did share it right to start with, but for some reason it didn't come through. So guys, I'm not going to delay. I'm going to just queue up my PowerPoint slide here and get into it. So welcome to everybody from wherever you are in the world. So just bear with me for a second here. All right, now I need to come back here for a second, share this screen, that one right there. I've got the sound, see, the sound's checked, so not sure what's going on, but here we go. Now, just let me know if you can see that just by giving a plus in the chat if you guys are capable of doing that for me. Cool, I'll just bring that up. Cool, awesome guys, awesome. Thank you so much. I'm just going to push this to the side here and push this up, and hopefully I'll still be able to, I'm sure I will. Anyway guys, welcome to this new economic evolution of the world presentation this evening for Transnet Global, where we're going to talk about learning, investing, and how you can prosper from this very program. Now, guys, I'm coming to you from somewhere really different this evening. I am away with my family, simply proving that this business can be done anywhere in the world, as long as you've got a laptop and an internet connection, and we should be fine. So guys, before we go any further, I do want to run through this disclaimer with you. This evening, we're going to talk a little bit about EIPs, Education Information Products. We're going to be talking about multi-level crowd investing, which of course is MLCI. We're going to talk about CRU, which is the crypto unit internal token points. It's a digital stock analog, and we'll talk a little bit more about that. And we may even discuss an STO, a security token offering, but please pay attention. We do not sell, and we are not licensed to sell shares or tokens. All countries have their own rules for the sale of financial products, and we comply with the laws of the countries. Most countries, however, allow the sale of information products without any special license, and that really is most countries worldwide. We offer the opportunity to participate in wealth creation education, which provides the fundamental principles on which wealth is created and retained. For this, you get a free gift of either pre-IPO equity shares, pipes, or the innovative transport company, or points in the CRU program. We do not offer financial advice, and you shouldn't either. We do not offer any investment consultations. Anything we say is of a general nature and not specific to you. Please provide your own due diligence, so please do your own due diligence, or request confirmation from a licensed accountant or financial consultant in your region according to the requirements for your state or country. So now that we've got all that, that official stuff out of the way, I'm just gonna, for those of you who don't know who I am, guys, my name is Andrew Hawkes. I'm a father of 3 beautiful children. My eldest living in London now, just almost a year she's been there. She works there as a nanny. The youngest 2, 8 and 9, all 3 of which are in the business with myself and my beautiful wife, Sarah. They're all what's the word, pupils of the education. I am a representative of the Presidential Council with our great company, TNGNU, which basically assists with the decision-making processes and the way in which, the direction in which our company takes. I am in the partner program as well, so I have gone out and built a network. I've been doing that for about the last 3 years, and I've reached the status of president, which is the highest rank we can attain in our company. However, with this current promotion that we've gone on, I've decided to take that off and come right back down to partner and start again, just to show what's actually possible within this promotion. So I am a certified Master Profi coach, which is our primary education. It's our flagship product, if you like. One of 8 English speaking, well, about 10, 12 English speaking coaches worldwide now, and a Genius of Finance host and facilitator. I am a member of the World Generals for Peace Association, and of course, that's raising money and awareness for promoting peace and prosperity worldwide. I am a marketing specialist. I've been doing this for a little over 14 years now, guys, it hasn't always been easy. I've had a lot of trials and tribulations in that time. I've learned a lot. I've spent a lot of money and I've made a little bit of money as well. And I am a private investor and have been for some time. It hasn't always been plain sailing, I can tell you that. Definitely an entrepreneur at heart, and I am one of the company's international speakers, and I've spoken on platforms in over 20 different countries in the last couple of years. So that's just a little bit about me and why I'm qualified to be here with you this evening and share this opportunity. So, oh, that shouldn't be there. So I'm just going to move this a little bit around, guys. I've got the chat up in case I can see anything. So guys, this program this evening, we're going to go through why only 10% of the people in the world control 90% of the wealth, 90% of the money. We're going to talk about what the new economic evolution of the world is and how you can enter into a closed investors club. Now, it is a closed club, and that's what makes us incredibly unique. We are over 1 million people exactly. John's just posted that in. We're going to show you how you can become a co-owner with us of the companies that we represent and partner with. And of course, how you can receive passive income that's related to that. And also how you can create a multi-million-dollar global business from anywhere in the world. Literally, I'm sitting here at the SeaWorld Resort on the Gold Coast with my family. So you can literally do this from anywhere in the world. And of course, then we're going to go on a little bit about some promotions and news. And there is some great news that is coming up with that in the back of, at the back end of this presentation, ladies and gentlemen. So the rich get rich and the poor get poorer. So guys, if you look at the statistics, they don't lie and they haven't changed for quite some time, which is quite sad. I believe personally that our education system, the current curriculum is lacking. And that's why companies like this are so important, because they're delivering that ever increasing need for fiscal education so people can understand how to get their money to work for them. Now, as a workman, oh, that's a good point. Is this being recorded? You know, I've got a note here to say to record this. So, yeah, it has been recorded. Somebody else has already started this. So that's good news. Thank you for bringing that up. So 10% of the money, guys, if you go out and work, you're only working for 10% of the money. If you're actually in a business and leveraging systems, you can get up to 90% of the money. Now, as an entrepreneur, 90% of the people are almost in that there, but as an investor, you're really only 10% of the people there. So 10% of the population are investors and they control 90% of the money. That's essentially what this is saying. So what our education provides for you is how you can get to that side to be an investor, to own businesses which leverage systems and get more money into your presence, into your being. So guys, obviously there's, if you're not sure what this image represents, and I do realize that it is in Russian, if you're not sure what it represents, it actually represents the fact that most of our jobs as we know it today, they're not going to be here for very long. Most of things are starting to be automated already, robotized. You would have seen in supermarkets and even in petrol stations these days, there's less petrol station attendants and there's less checkout attendants. You know, you're now actually checking out your own food. You're scanning it across the scanners and you're paying for it. And they've got one person there looking over it. And personally, I don't like to use those. I like the supermarket to provide that service. They don't pay me to check my own things through. So that's kind of the way I view it. But unfortunately, this is where we're heading. So there is no such thing as job security anymore. So we really have to start thinking about ourselves and how we can actually get our money to work for us. And that's what this program does very, very well. So the new economic evolution of the world, what is it? Well, it's basically global redistribution of wealth, where we want to make sure that everybody kind of gets a fair share. Now, that's not get a fair share, do nothing and get paid. No, it's by creating contribution through this great program where we can get paid on our value. And I believe we can all provide massive value through this program. Of course, it's safety and security. By looking at this, by learning how to get your money to work for you, then obviously you can actually put yourself in a much safer position long-term, and that for your family and their future generations as well. Obviously, we can create prosperity and happiness through this. Now, look, money doesn't bring you happiness, but it is a lot easier to cry in a BMW than it is on a push bike. So, you know, money doesn't bring it to you. You've got to have that anyway, but I'll tell you, it does make it easier to do the things that you want to do. And of course, prosperity is part of that. Now, we probably all had massive dreams as children, but most of us let it go. Well, we almost got it beaten out of us when we went to school. It was like, oh, you get your head out of that clads. It's never going to happen, you know, come back down to earth. Well, you know, we did get into that space. But now through the new economic evolution of the world, people are actually starting to dream again. They're starting to realize that those dreams can come true. And I think that's incredibly noble and a great endeavor to pursue, among other things. So this gentleman just here, if you're not sure who he is the CEO of TNG New, Andre Havrato. He's the CEO of the new group of companies. He is the author, creator, and CEO of the Academy of Private Investor. Now, the Academy of Private Investor started in 2011 and has had over 100,000 graduates through its doors. In fact, much, much more now when we think about it. The education that we provide through our company is in fact that of the Academy of Private Investors. So if we break it down, there's actually a lot more than 100,000 graduates now, which is very, very cool. He's a multidisciplinary investor, and that simply means that he invests in multiple different market segments. And we're going to have a look at a few of those throughout the evening. Of course, he is a businessman. He's the author of the Crypto Unit program. And to be honest, in all my years in finance and in business, I've never seen anything as quite as comprehensive as what Andre Havrato has created for us. He is the host of the Secrets of Millionaires TV show there in Russia, and that's quite popular up there. He was voted the best business coach in the financial and investment personal development for 2018, according to the Mellon Rich magazine and Finance Times Business Journal. He is the chairman of the Investment Council at the International Public Association World Generals for Peace. That's something that I'm already a part of, I mentioned before. And he was awarded the Dove of Peace Medal by the International Public Association World Generals for Peace. And he is absolutely a master at realizing dreams, or of dreams realization. If you've ever seen his home in Crimea, it overlooks the Black Sea. It is an absolutely beautiful home. And that's something that he's visualized and created. And we all have that very power that we can tap into. And Andre is very much a proponent to assist us in doing that. So the new economic evolution of the world really is made up of three pillars, and that is education, which we've spoken a little bit about, it's co-ownership, which I did mention briefly, and it's business. Now, those three things make up the new economic evolution of the world, and believe it or not, they all work quite cohesively together to ensure that it's relatively seamless. So let's have a look at the education first, and what does that mean? So the Academy of Private Investor. Now, I already mentioned that this was founded in 2011. Now, the education here is obviously, it's Andre's information. It's things that he's learned through trial and error. It's things that he's learned from taking himself from nothing to being a multi-millionaire. And again, doesn't actually need to be doing this, but he's doing this to create prosperity for everybody, for all of the people that are here viewing this evening. And of course, all the people that are yet to see it. It is an online portal for training and promoting of financial literacy. And I can tell you, I know a number of people, no less than a dozen people that have actually left their full-time employment due to this program. I know other people that have gone from living on a couch to being totally financially free within 2 years, and actually being a millionaire and earning over $1 million in revenue in the last 12 months alone. So, you know, I know people that have done that. I personally have taken the education and had 1,000% return. I know we were told that can never happen, but I've literally had 1,000% return in the last 18 or so months on a few of the different investments that I've made based on the education that I've learned from this. So again, over 100,000 students have been through the doors on this so far, much more than that realistically when we break it down to the fact that it is the same education we use in TNGNU. And of course, there are a variety of courses and trainings. So we'll just have a bit of a brief look at a few of those now. So obviously we get education informational products, EIPs they are called. That is literally what our company sells. So when you come to our company, if you're looking to buy a product, if you're looking just to be a customer, then the product you are purchasing is an education information product. which literally shows you different things, different strategies and techniques on how to make your money grow for you. But some of the investment topics include the 8 rules of the private investor. Now, these are rules that Andre has come up with. And you know what? If you read a lot of financial literacy books or information literature, you'll see that they're very, very similar. And that's for a reason. It's because they work. So the 8 rules of the private investor, we look at the first steps into private investing, the 12 developmental levels of the private investor and how they work. Obviously, there is distance learning, so it means you can do that learning online. You don't necessarily have to turn up to a, sorry, I'm just seeing things flash up here. It's distracting me a little bit. You don't necessarily have to turn up to a classroom. You can do this in the comfort of your own home. And in fact, at the moment, we're running a great promotion where people are literally plugging in from their home throughout the night, each night of the week. That'll change slightly next week, where they are literally getting this training on how to build their business and things like that. Obviously, it shows you how you can turn $1 into $1 million. And guys, that's just simply through the power of compounding and knowing where to put it and how that works and how to make it grow. Of course, we talk about the fundamentals of capitalization, which is part of that turning $1 into 1 million. Trading on the Moscow Exchange, so we show you how that can all work. The 12 courses of the fundamental education of the private investor, and of course the online course for the investment consultant, which is run through the Academy of Private Investor. And we've just got a fresh batch of people that are coming off the back of that right now, where they will literally come out of that with an investment consultant qualification, where the company will further down the line become licensed, and they'll actually be able to go out and give advice if they so choose to. So of course, we also do EIPs into business and personal growth topics. And we look at how you can turn any dream into reality. Obviously, we spoke about dreams before. You know, most of us give them up, right? Well, we want you to take them back, and we're going to show you exactly how to do it. So how you can achieve success when you're successful or have been successful, right? So how you can get even more success. Time management, that's a big one, guys. Most people have no idea how to manage their time, and that is actually where everybody tends to fall over. And it's not because they don't have big ambitions or want an amazing outcome. It's because they don't manage their time, and that comes down to also planning, which we go through quite a bit of. Of course, the 8 principles of success, they're important. They're foundational. Source of additional incomes. Now, obviously, to move forward, having extra money in your pocket is always handy, and that can be done through this program as well. And of course, personal one-on-one coaching with your uplines, and also with the instructors and trainers from all the different various courses that are available through our company. Now, one of the ways in which we do deliver that is through the Genius of Finance Business Simulator. Now, this is essentially where you get to test all your new strategies for investing. Now, maybe you don't know anything about investing. This could be an opportunity for you to learn, and learn in a safe environment, because you literally risk 0 capital in doing so, because it is a board game. It's essentially a board game. However, it is real life scenarios. So where there's hard and fast rules for the likes of Monopoly, it's all there, black and white. There are rules for this game. However, they are consistent with whatever country you are playing it in. So if the tax rules vary from the US to Australia, for example, then you'd play with a varying set of rules. So it really does cause you to think outside the box, and it's a great way to learn how to get your money to work for you without actually risking any of it, which is obviously very, very cool. So we go through what it says there, economic board game, which simulates real life events. It absolutely does. Your main goal, you get to choose a dream from the outside and work towards that and obtain it. Once you've obtained that dream, then you've won the game. But along the way, you learn financial skills and investing. Now, this literally takes the work or the education from the Academy of Private Investor and puts it into practice. So if you've been learning from the Academy of Private Investor, this here puts it into practice for you and shows you how you can implement it. And of course, it's a lot of fun to play, and anyone that has played it will tell you the exact same thing. We have run a tournament in the past in Belarus, and of course there are more planned, and you can see some of the things there. tournaments planned in Russia, India, Italy, England, and even in Australia. We've got that in our plan for a rather large tournament to be played with sort of pretty decent prize money at the back of it. Obviously, you get participation of the experienced investors and also newcomers. Now, we play separate games. The good news is we're getting close to getting an office again on the Gold Coast. Obviously, we outgrew our old one, but there will be regular games, and there is regular games at the in the Logan office at the hub up there as well. I believe they're also running them in Western Australia. So there's plenty of opportunity, ample opportunity if you're in this country, at least in Australia, to be able to get in and play that. And it is effective. It is an effective business simulator for all ages. Everybody can play this and learn from it, and it's beautiful. And it is a path to financial freedom. If you play this game enough, you'll develop the habits, and it'll become second nature for you just to go, oh, that actually identifies as a really, really good opportunity. I'm going to have a look at that a little bit further, do some more due diligence on it. So I just want to play this for you guys.
The training game Genius of Finance is a new revelation in business training. In a short time, the training has become popular in more than 20 countries of the world. It received the approval of a huge number of business trainers, mentors, and coaches. What is the reason for its effectiveness? Knowledge does not bring success, only experience gives the result. Under the guidance of an experienced presenter in the form of a game, you simulate the events of real life. Get the experience of investing, communication, and generating new ideas. You are working on your goal in the game. You clearly formulate your goal and work out strategies for achieving it. Vision of opportunities gives you extra results. The game will expand your boundaries of thinking and allow you to notice in life what was previously hidden from your attention.
Now, guys, if we do have any of our listeners, and I see there's quite a few of us there, so welcome again. If we do have any of our listeners who have played that game, if you just give me a plus in the chat if you've played that game. Awesome, awesome. So we've got a few people. And give me a 10 if you found great value from it. Awesome, awesome. 11, I like that. I like that. And guys, for anyone that is new here, and I was remiss in asking, my apologies, but for anyone that is new here, if you would give me a 5 if you would recommend that they played in that game as well. If they had an opportunity to play it, they should. Just give us, perfect. Thanks, guys. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Oop, we'll go to the next training. One. So, guys, what about winning the lotto? Who thinks that winning the lotto might be a good idea? Give me a 1 if you think you'd like to win the lottery. Few people? Okay, cool. I like that. Awesome. I think a lot of us would like to win the lotto at some stage, but the alarming, you did, well done, Jens. The alarming statistic with winning lotto is that 95% of all lottery winners are actually broke or in a worse off position than they were within 3 years of having such the downfall, or sorry, the windfall. It's probably a Freudian slip, but it's probably quite accurate. The windfall is because they've never been equipped to learn how to deal with that amount of money. And it becomes a little bit like torrential rain. When you're not set up for a flood, you literally get wiped out, and that's what can happen after winning the lottos. And that's why getting education is important. What about inheriting millions? Who is going to inherit millions? I know my children are, but who inherited millions here? Anyone? You know, we still got to learn how we can manage the money, and that's really the important part of the equation here. So what if you could inherit or get co-ownership? Obviously, education is important. We've spoken a little bit about that. We've spoken about the courses that we have, and we've spoken about the Genius of Finance game. What about co-ownership? Who here has ever thought about, give me a plus in the chat if you've ever thought about owning a business that has more than 500 people in it. No, thank you, Josephine, no. Guys, most of us through school, we get educated that having a business means that we might be self-employed and we might have 5 to 10 employees, sort of thing, right? That's generally how it goes from school. Unless we go into tertiary qualifications or into economics and things like that, into business school and develop, and then start thinking about bigger companies. But right here, we have the opportunity to actually become co-owners in multinational companies through this program right here.
The Crypto Unit program provides an opportunity to become a co-owner, stakeholder, shareholder of a global investment portfolio, which works in over 20 segments and sectors of the investment market. The Crypto Unit is a chance for people to change the realities of their lives, do what they love, and live in abundance and prosperity, be important to the community and bring great benefits to other people, solve the problem of class inequality, liquidate poverty and devastation, create the best opportunities which arise once in a lifetime of every person. The Crypto Unit program is what 90% of the people on the planet have been waiting for. Hurry up and claim your chance, your luck, your prosperity. Refer to the person who shared this video with you.
Very, very exciting times. Now, the reason I shared that Crypto Unit program with you, that video, is because this is how we become co-owner in so many different opportunities. Now, I just want to go through this with you. We are involved in 20 different market segments already. I'm just going to go over them very quickly. And there's a couple that we'll go into in a little bit more detail, but obviously education is one of the segments that we're involved in. Now, you literally, if you wanted to sell the education to other people, which you should, everyone's going to need this. There's a financial, I said it this way at India, there's a financial apocalypse coming. And if we're not prepared for it, then we will get wiped out from it. So education becomes increasingly important. And if you can provide that to other people, then you're providing a very, very high value service. Multi-level crowd investing development sector. Now guys, multi-level crowd investing it's a complete new paradigm on the old MLM network marketing model. And the beauty of it is, with the old model, you had to go out and you had to recruit and you had to build in order for you to get any benefit. Here, you don't necessarily have to do that. I mean, obviously it's advantageous for you to do so, but you can literally participate in the education and still probably set your family up for a very, very good future. Business and equity through co-ownership. So obviously being a co-owner in different businesses, we do that through the portfolio. We've partnered with a number of different companies that we'll look at momentarily. Obviously, health and longevity, innovation and transport development sector. Now, most of us, or a lot of us that have been with this company for some time, know quite a bit about that. The banking sector, stock markets, forex markets, cryptocurrency markets, obviously the insurance sector, which are all possible under a banking license agreement. The real estate sector, that's something we've always, remember our parents always said it's safe as houses, right? Well, you know, if it's done the right way, it absolutely can be. And long term, it's always had good growth. Innovative development sector, so new innovations, agriculture and farming. Of course, there's a whole heap of newer markets emerging within that space, which are very exciting and very lucrative for us all. The sector of entrepreneurial, cooperative and social development. So going out and building those entrepreneurial endeavors. There are many people from our company actually split off and create their own companies that then come back within our structure as well, which is awesome. The science sector, the culture, precious and semi-precious metals, gold and silver. Obviously, in any financial collapse, gold has always been the stalwart, that it's been the stable that has stayed, and it's always been there for the last 4,000 years, where there's been over 2,000 failed fiat currencies. Gold has always reigned supreme. And of course, those sectors, if you've been watching the markets, they are increasing right now, because more and more banks are starting to buy that gold up because they understand what is coming. Precious and semi-precious stones, obviously diamonds, there's a big market in there, rubies, gems, all those sorts of things. The space development sector, I could go on in that space. And of course, the charity sector as well, which are all very, very important. And you know what? They're all segments of the market where you can make money, and we're diversified across a lot of them, which is very cool. Now, one of the places we are, in fact, diversified is with a company called Sushi Master. Now, we have partnered with Sushi Master, obviously, sushi, Japanese takeaway. Their main goal is to build the largest sushi chain in the world. They want over 50,000 restaurants in the next 10 years. Now, guys, as a member of our closed club, as a member of this program, you are automatically a co-owner of that. Through your participation in our education, you receive equity in this sort of thing, which is absolutely phenomenal. You don't get that anywhere else in the world. You know, to buy yourself a McDonald's franchise, you're going to look at $1 million out of pocket before you even get started. Here we can get involved for as little as sort of $20 to $50, and I think that's very amazing. The estimated capitalization value, that'll be anywhere between 100 and 250 billion US dollars. That's just one of our instruments, guys. So there's a lot more to come. Obviously, innovative transport sector. Now, this, for a lot of people, this is how they got started with our company. We were crowdfunding for this, and of course, we've built Eco Techno Park in Belarus, and now there's many projects that are slated to get starting, and there's every chance we'll see something positive out of that this year. It's very cheap to implement. It's safe, incredibly safe, and it's a massive market with $100 trillion market potential there. It is ecological and safe, so it's certified green. So obviously we can conserve nature with that as well. So it's environmentally friendly, which keeps environmentalists happy, which is great for us as well. Obviously, we need to be looking at sustainable, anything sustainable for our future, realistically. Now, that's regardless of whether you buy into the climate change debate or not, we still need to be looking at sustainability. Guys, the movies, okay, so the movie and animation industry is founded by this guy, Nurlan. We've already produced our first feature film about Dragon Man. Now, Andre had a part in that as well, with some of the ideas that he had. And of course, we've got a lot more projects that are going to come from that. Nurlan's already had over 15 successful projects, and we are aiming to be one of the biggest producers of that type of content in those markets you see there, China, India, and of course the rest of the world as well, but primarily China and India. They are massive markets that really get overlooked. Hollywood's not as big as either of those two, which is quite interesting. Basalt, this is a very interesting one. This is another company that we are co-owners in. We're co-owners in all the ones we've spoken about so far. But this one here, anything that you can think of that has concrete or reinforcing or carbon fiber, Basalt can literally replace all of that. And it's a naturally occurring material. So we're sorting out a facility for refinement of that. And Andre, he estimates this market to be potentially a $1 quadrillion market, which is 1,000 trillion, $1 quadrillion market. And realistically, when you think about all the building that's going on, all the carbon fiber things that are getting produced, if we can do it on a larger scale, more efficiently, then obviously it's a very big and exciting segment and instrument that we have in our portfolio. So there's really, as it says there, no boundaries to what we can replace. And there's the ability to replace most things: steel, reinforcing bars, and carbon fiber, as I've already said. So very exciting there in that one as well. Now, obviously, we spoke before about remember the three pillars: education, co-ownership, and business, right? Well, this is a way that we can get all other businesses involved with us. The Shikard card. Sarek there, he created the Shikard card, which basically brings all businesses together on a communal referral program or loyalty program. There's a better way to put it, right? So imagine now that, I'm sure, give me a plus in the chat if you bought coffee today. Just give me a plus if you bought coffee. If you're playing along on Facebook, that's awesome. I just can't see the comments there on Facebook. So there's pluses coming through. You guys bought coffee today. Now I've got a question. Give me a 1 if you earned money buying that coffee. Give me a minus if you didn't. Okay, so most of them are coming through. Nathan, are you answering the first question or the second question? So most of those coming through are minuses. You didn't make money. Now imagine being able to not only buy your coffee at a discount, but get paid for doing so. And then when you introduced all your friends, you got paid for their coffee too. not only their coffee, their petrol, their groceries, their electricity. The scope here is endless. And this is another one of our partners that we're a co-owner in this company. And this is about to roll out worldwide towards the end of March. It's already established in Europe and up and around Russia, Kazakhstan, those regions. A little bit like cooperation, John, yes, in those regions, but by the end of March, we're looking to be able to roll out. Obviously, there's a presentation coming specifically for this for everyone, but looking to roll out towards the end of the year, towards the end of March. So the value of our portfolio is now over $150 million. Now, in that first video that we shared right at the start, before we got started, it said 12 million. And guys, that video was only recorded and voiced over just over 4 months ago. So exciting times. We're well over $150 million worth of assets already in our global portfolio, which is no mean feat. We started with $26,000 just over 5 years ago. So guys, we've had phenomenal growth. And if you break that down as a percentage, it's well over 30% a day, which is ridiculous. In fact, I think it's close to 150% a day. So pretty phenomenal when we break it down. So what do we get? We get access to the additional programs. This is what you get, right? You get, sorry, not the additional, you get access to the educational programs. As a member of our closed club and a participant, you get access to the education programs that literally show you how you can get your money to work for you. I mean, that's awesome. I never had anyone show me that. I always spent money. I was always chasing it. I was that guy chasing money down the street. Now money seems to come to me because I've started to put this education into practice. You get ownership of the global investment portfolio that we've just shared you. We're in all 20 segments that we've just spoken about. And those 4 or 5 businesses we went through, we're all co-owners of those. And that's not all. Obviously, we've got blue chip stuff as well. We've got cryptocurrency. We've got a lot of things that are all adding to that portfolio. You get a monthly loyalty bonus. So simply for participating in the education, you literally get money back each month. And that's what I said before. Even if you weren't able to build a business, you still get money back each month from the loyalty payments. Now that's, of course, it's based on our sales, but hey, the more sales we make, the more loyalty we get. And I think that is awesome because a lot of that, a big portion of that money that comes from sales goes back into the portfolio to grow it further, which brings more prosperity to us all. There's the opportunity to receive an unconditional base profit bonus. Now, what does that mean? Well, imagine a living wage. In Sweden, they get a living wage. I think it's Sweden, they get a living wage, right? This is essentially the same sort of thing, and it comes from our global investment portfolio. Different to dividends is a different thing. It's a bonus profit and it's unconditional. You get that each and every month. You get to vote on the amount that you get, which I think is very, very cool too, anywhere between 8 and 35%. So it's regulated and transparent financing. So you get that there. Every month there's a report released by the company. There's a few changes coming around that, but every month the report will still be released each and every month. So you get to see what's going on. You get to vote on what's going on. You can see the CRU value. It's real growth there. And we've recently just migrated that token to the blockchain. It's not live yet, but we did need to move it there for transparency reasons so everybody can see it. Now, in all likelihood, we'll probably end up in our own blockchain before too long. So that's kind of exciting too. And of course, the opportunity of the CRU and the global merchandising situation. Now, what does that mean? Well, it means when we go out to the open market, so people in the crypto space are actually able to get a handle on it. Now, if we think about this for a second, there's slightly different coins or tokens, if you like. But if we think about Bitcoin, in 2009, you could pick it up for 0.0001 of a cent, somewhere around there. Very next to nothing, right? And today it's worth just over 10,000 US dollars. Now, I'm not saying that CRU will do that, but Bitcoin didn't actually have anything backing it. It's really just an idea and what we agreed the value was. And right now, everyone agrees the value is around $10,200. I think that's the last I saw earlier today. $10,200, right? That's what everyone agrees on it as right now, but there's nothing actually backing that. So just imagine for a second you had a token that actually had things behind it of value that backed it up. And some of those things, we've got gold mines. I spoke about the precious metals. We've actually got gold mines in our portfolio that have been assayed and they know the potential value of the gold that's already in the ground there before they've gotten that out. And they know that's going to back up the CRU. So guys, the potential of that is enormous. And it really is It really is great potential there for everyone that can understand it and get the vision. And it's up to us to share it with us. And this is the way we do it, through the multi-level crowd investing business. So let's have a look at that. Sorry, I still got to move things around here. So we are 5 years old, just over 5 years old. TNG started operation in October of 2014 under a RSW Investments trademark of SWIG. Of course, TNG was always the parent company. We have over 1 million partners worldwide now. Over 1 million partners in over 150 countries. It's slightly more than that, but 150 is a good figure. We are in over 150 countries. We do offer investment and financial education. And guys, this is actually going to be incredibly important moving forward. When this financial collapse comes, this calamity comes, whatever you want to call it, and we are very, very close to it. Most experts will agree that within the next 18 months, we're going to see something very, very drastic happen. This is going to be like gold. The mere fact that you are educated in this will be a currency in and of itself. So it's important to stay up to play, to keep your finger on the pulse and what's going on. And of course, there are global business opportunities. Guys, you can literally do this anywhere. I've got business in over 70 countries personally. So guys, this is absolutely a global business. So multi-level crowd investing. Guys, the beauty of it, the difference here is with the old model, you sold a product and you were outside of the bubble, right? With this model, you sell an education and you're inside of the bubble, you're insular, meaning that you are a co-owner of it. Whereas in the old model, generally working to make the CEO wealthy, and this one, the more you do, the wealthier everybody becomes within the organization. That's pretty cool. It's almost like reverse capitalism, but not quite. So what we can offer in the MLCI, obviously training. It's really important, and it is a new paradigm. So, you know, we are still ensuring that we get things right as we go. So we get the training. There's a lot of great people that you can get information from that will show you how you can do this too. You can become an innovator. You get unlimited instantaneous income, and that's true. You can, if you make money today, there's ways you can get it out today. There's ways you can literally cash that money out and use it today if you wanted to. International business without leaving the house or going and spending time at a resort, right? Literally, it's what I'm doing now. You can run this business from anywhere in the world. You've got the opportunity to become a business coach if that's something that you wanted to do, or an investment coach. Somebody asked me the other day, how do we define ourselves? What do you tell people? Personally, I tell people I'm a finance and investment coach. I don't offer financial advice, but I do show people how to get their money to work for them, show them how to diversify their income streams. That's usually enough for people to go, can you tell me some more about that? So just food for thought, but there's the opportunity there to become a coach. The loyalty program, we've already spoken about that. It's good right through till October 2021. Why only October 2021? Well, it's pretty simple. At that time, hopefully you guys can still hear me. I've just got a flash up saying that the internet's unstable here. At that time, our portfolio should be sustaining enough that our profit bonus is more than the loyalty program anyway. And of course, as that's the next one, unconditional base bonus, the profit bonus, global portfolio, and of course, global merchandising. Guys, that's where the exciting stuff is going to happen with this company when we start getting into that global merchandising scenario. So, just move this again. Want to earn more? Be part of a global business with income? Be an international coach? Ask yourself these questions. Are these all things that you want to do? Do you want to be surrounded by successful people and become successful? And there's an old saying, and I wrote this in my book as well. If you hang around a barbershop long enough, you're going to get a haircut. And that simply means, the analogy sort of states that if you hang around successful people, if you hang around 4 successful people, you'll be the 5th one. So that's success begets success. That's where you start to become successful. Surround yourself with people that have the results that you want. Do you want to become financially free and make your dreams come true? You know, if you've answered yes to any one of those, then this is something you definitely need to consider a lot more. So we are currently doing this, I've already mentioned it a couple of times, this massive marketing campaign called Marathon 260. And it's literally on the go for 9 months. We've been going for 2 weeks so far. And right now, and there'll be a few people go, but this isn't quite right. The price of this was supposed to go up today, and I've got news about that. So the first payment of 800 units comes with a bonus of 500 CRU as well. Now, I haven't even given you what the potential of those is, but imagine what 35 grams of gold's worth. So you get 5,000 CRU. You also get a ticket to Eventi in Moscow this year, which is going to be a great event. Now, it says there until the 15th of the 2nd. I've got some news for you, ladies and gentlemen, and it is exciting. Starting from the second day of each month, you also have to make a monthly payment of 100 units, which is $100 US. So $800 US, $100 US. And you get a bonus of 1,000 CRU for every one of those $100. That's the best value for money with our education that we have. And you're getting so much with the education. You're getting mentorship. You're getting online support each and every day. And you're getting the tools and things that you need in order to create a successful mindset, because that's where it all starts. So the second payment starts, second, third payment on 2nd of March and so on and so forth. Obviously, we're through February, halfway through February now. So in March, you'd have one start on the 2nd, and then it'll be the 2nd of April and so on. The total cost is 800 plus 800, so 1,600, and you end up with 13,000 CRU plus a ticket to Eventi in Moscow. Now, I can tell you those tickets to Eventi by themselves will likely be $1,000 or more. So it's really, really good, massive value that you're getting right now. Of course, there is the opportunity to become an investment consultant. Those courses are there right now for everybody. Through the Academy of Private Investor. Now, when you register, you automatically get access to the Academy of Private Investor site, and depending on which portal you register through, you'll get access to either TNG or the CRU as well. So those that really want to get serious about the investment world and how to get there working, and maybe be in a position to offer financial and investment advice and show people what they should be doing to get their money to work, not just like actually showing them the instruments they could use, not just saying how to do it, then this program is absolutely for you. It gives you the foundation for your professional investing. So it literally starts to shape your own portfolio to get it to a point where it's going to be able to pay you week in, week out, so that you don't actually have to go get a job, so to speak, which just obey the boss, just overbroke, depending on which way you want to run with that. Again, features of creating an investment portfolio, investing in real estate, features analysis. So analytics, you learn how to look at any different opportunity and see whether it's the right one for you, right? So it's a lot more in depth than what we do at Master Profit. It goes a lot deeper dive, which is very cool. All of the things there that you get, investing in precious metals, which we've already spoken about, and there's a very real opportunity for that that doesn't get mentioned outside of that course. You can only find out about their financial report when you're investing. So showing you how to write up that financial report. Of course, you get the opportunity to have your own investment consultant business as well. Guys, you can do this all online anywhere in the world. It really is that simple. So promotions and news, let's go over that reasonably quick. Obviously, we've got webinars coming up. Legal and investment webinars. We've got supporting webinars for partners. That's for mentorship from the program, Marathon 260, but also other training webinars that are going on. I know there's plenty of leaders that do regular webinars, which is always good. There's regional new conferences coming up. Now, make sure you plug in to the calendar that is in the back office. That's available when you first log in. Go to news, and on the left-hand side, you'll see webinars and events, and you'll be able to find out where they are. If it's a webinar, you'll be able to get the link. If it's a physical event, then you should be able to see that in the calendar as well. And of course, Master Profit trainings. Now, they are currently on hold, but watch this space, because when they come back, they're going to be epic. We're starting to plan those now. Guys, that really is our company's flagship product. And there's so much value delivered in those 3 days. And it is going back to that 3-day format. So Eventi this year is our massive event in Moscow, the 19th to the 20th of October. I sincerely hope that you're all going to meet us there and be there. Look, I was blessed enough to spend a little bit of time in Moscow last year. When I say a little bit of time, it was literally a little bit of time. But what a beautiful city. I can't wait to go back there this year with my whole TNG family and share it with everyone, because it really is an amazing experience. And I know there's some pretty big special things going to be announced there, which I won't let the cat out of the bag just yet. The EIP Gold, guys, if you haven't jumped on this yet, then you absolutely should. It's in honor of the 5-year anniversary. There's a limited edition. There's literally only 350 of these coins. They are 24 karat gold. They are 35 grams of gold, 40 millimeters in diameter, as it says. They're quite weighty little things. But here's the thing with it, guys. 35 grams of gold is worth roughly, I don't know, $1,600, something like that. But the ethos behind these coins is that they represent what one CRU will be worth at the end of 10 years. That's the goal. And guys, these things by themselves, because they are a limited edition, probably be a really, really good investment. I've certainly bought one for myself, and I know all of the top leaders have certainly got them because they know the potential of this. And obviously we're in the business of investing, guys. So certainly worth having a look at. So your present 150 CRU points as a present for registering your anyone in the crypto unit program. And of course that was from, oh, let me get into the page here, till the 15th of the 2nd. But ladies and gentlemen, oh, that mark went too high. That mark is meant to go through that. That's been extended until the 29th of February. So you've now got another 2 weeks in order to use this promotion to literally go out and bring people into your business. Now, here's the key, right? You want to convert these people as well. All right. The next one. So another present. There's still a 10% discount offered when you load your wallet, when you top up your wallet with cryptocurrencies. Any cryptocurrencies, you will get, sorry about that, Francis, you will get 10% off your purchase price. So basically you get 10% more in, which is very, very cool. And that's, again, extended until the 29th of February also. Now this last one, guys, this was meant to go up to $1,000 today. But it has been extended until the end of February. So you can still get involved with Marathon 260 right now today for just the $800. And guys, there's so much value in it. And I'm sure anyone that has, if we've got a lot of people that are here on the chat that I know are in it, guys, give me a plus if you think there's massive value in the Marathon 260 and it's worth people getting involved with. Awesome, awesome. Thanks, guys. Appreciate that. I mean, I'm getting massive value out of it myself. I'm getting a real kick out of seeing people having breakthroughs. You can see light bulbs going off for them, and I'm seeing so much growth from people personally. You know, they're blossoming and they're really coming out of their shell. It's just amazing, amazing to see. It's very, very cool. So, guys, that does bring us to the end of this presentation this evening. So I am going to open this up for some Q&A. I think probably the best thing to do would be to write your questions in the chat and then we can answer them that way. Now, Tom, I think you asked a question up here a little bit earlier. No, it wasn't Tom, it was Jens. Let me see if I can find it. As we do not yet see results for the vote. Which vote are you talking about, Jens, my friend? Jens Egerholm? You asked, will you later answer as we're not yet seen results for vote? Which vote are you talking about? Right, that's that. Okay, you clearly didn't tune into Andre's webinar then last week or the week before. That Profi bonus, cool, I'll come back to that. Man, I really couldn't say your name. Barometric, hopefully. I'll come back to that. So Jens, it was announced on that last webinar with Andre that obviously the Profi bonus literally is based upon how well the portfolio, not how well the portfolio performs, but how well the liquid asset part of that does. Now, if it's below a certain threshold, none of it gets paid out. And Andre did explain that on the webinar. And obviously last month, it was below, yeah, there you go. Somebody's just said, you said it yourself, 100,000 not reached. That's exactly right. So if it's below that threshold, it doesn't get launched. Oops, sorry, what have I done? Yeah, leave my mouse. I was trying to get back up here so I could come back through it. STO, again, this has been mentioned on the webinars as well. chances are we will not go down that. In fact, we've kind of grown too fast to do that right now. And if you watch, there was a video that Andre released about 4 weeks ago now. I did the voiceover for that, and he interviewed an expert in the space. And they don't believe there's actually any benefit in going to STO. They believe you're actually better off to go down the ICO route. Now, whether we do that or not, it's yet to be seen. I believe that Basalt is more likely to go down that path by itself as part of our portfolio than our portfolio. That said, the portfolio is still in a good position to give everything that it has been promised from it so far. So hopefully that answers that question. If not, then tune into the next summary webinar, which will be at the end of the month, and Andre will be answering that. That's a good question, Nathan, about the white book. I still haven't heard anything about that in the last couple of weeks, and I dare say it's probably due to the fact that we'll be going onto our own blockchain. But the good news is we're on the blockchain. We're not trading yet, so we don't need that white book, but it will be, it is coming, I know. It had to be rewritten. It was finished. The white book was finished. It had to be rewritten because of the partners that we were with, the way we went to start with, that didn't pan out the way they promised it would. So it had to literally be rewritten. Are we going to keep buying IPO, CRU after March? It's okay, we don't buy IPO, or we don't even buy CRU. We buy education. That's what you're purchasing, is education. You receive CRU as a bonus, depending on which tab you've purchased it through. That said, there'll be an announcement come out in the next couple of weeks about the Academy of Private Investor and also pipes. Okay, so I'll just leave that there. I'm not going to take the wind out of Andre's sails because it's important for him to deliver that. But we don't purchase IPOs or pipes or CRU. We purchase education. You get given those as a gift for participation. Jens, yep, we've already been through that. Absolutely. Vote. Where's my, there it is. Didn't reach the 100th. Can you get a copy of this PowerPoint presentation? Yes, Shane, you can. Yes. I'm pretty sure that Marina's made those available for everyone. I'll find out. The short answer is yes. Still think we should get an update on how January. Yeah, that absolutely. I agree with you. So Jens has said he still thinks we should get an update on that, and we are. There will be a financial report every month delivered in a specific webinar for exactly that. Where can I get a replay of last week's webinar? You're talking about the one from Sheila, that is available on YouTube. Thanks, Jimbo. Appreciate that. I'm just going to go quickly to these Q&As here. If it is email, why can't we call ourselves investors? You can call yourself an investor if you like, but you can't bring investors on. Terminology is a big thing, and unfortunately, it's because of regulatory authorities. So Belshra, hopefully I'm saying your name right. I'm probably not. My apologies. So I'm answering this live right now. If I can come a mouse over there. No, I can't find my cursor. So simply for regulatory reasons is the answer. The easiest way to say it is that we are part of an investment club, a private investment club. That's the easiest and safest way to say it. When we'll be getting dividends, well, that's kind of what the Profi bonus is. So you need to be paying attention to the webinars, because this is where you get all this information, guys. And most of the questions you're asking are all answered on the webinars. So you need to make sure that you plug into those summary webinars. I know they're long, they are a marathon. What I tend to do is I tend to watch the recording in super quick time so that I can get through it faster. And then if there's something I really need to pay attention to, I stop and listen to it again. And I try and break it up. But we essentially are through the Profi bonus. But in answer to the question, it's when, if you're talking about, excuse me, if you're talking about CRU, then it's when the portfolio is making profit. If you're talking about pipes, then I can't answer that because that's up to Dr. Yanitsky and what he does on that side of things. When is it going to be launch on the trade? Obviously, we've got to go through the phase 2 before it's actually launched to the public for trade. However, if we're talking about CRU, there's likely going to be, and again, there'll be a big announcement about this on the end of year summary webinar, I'd imagine. But there's likely going to be an internal trading system, and I think we've already kind of had mentioned about it, an internal trading system where people will literally be able to say they want to buy X amount, and then they'll be able to be matched up with sellers if you want to sell them. Certainly, personally, I'll be buying. I won't be selling. Are we on track for a launch? Yes, at this stage we are, Susan. You know, nothing is ever in stone. This is what I'd love to say this to everybody. Nothing is ever in stone. We can put down the best laid plans that we like, but sometimes life gets in the way. Sometimes things get in the way that are unforeseen. And that's what literally happened with the STO and the route that we were taking. We were told, yes, everything's right. You're doing the right thing. You're going the right path. Everything is right. You're doing the right thing. And then all of a sudden, in the 11th hour, they went, "Ooh, actually, no." And this was the party that was advising us. Actually, we can't do it that way. So, you know, sometimes these things change, right? So, at this stage, yes, we are on track. Any time frame soon? Okay, Nathan, I've already answered that. Oop, didn't need to go backwards there. We've got to find my cursor. Yes, already answered that question as well about the presentation. What are PIPEs, Leonard? That's a great question. PIPEs stand for pre-IPO private equity shares. Now, they are obtainable currently, I say currently, and there'll be an announcement about this in the TNG tab, but you get them anyway as part of the CRU. So the CRU literally has close to 2 billion pipes in our portfolio. So you're already a co-owner of that anyway. And when will the STO be? Lashram, were you listening this evening? Because we've already discussed that. So in fact, you may have asked that before I got to it, so my apologies. We may not go down the route of STO now. And if you've been paying attention in the webinars that Andre's been doing, then it's more likely that we will probably steer away from that just because of the few little bits and pieces that are in it. That said, it's likely that Basalt will go down that path and be a part of our portfolio as an STO. If we're only selling under 2 million units days, the price as just trying to get what you've said here, Jens. We're only selling under 2 million units a day as the price is getting bigger. Yeah, guys, you're kind of missing the point here with the price of it as well. That's a good thing for us that already have the holders. But if you paid attention, I'm going to just put it out there that maybe you didn't even see Andre's webinar. But what he has said in that is that the people that get CRU now, even though it might be, the discount might be less, the benefit from it is actually greater. And I might actually do a real short video on that and how that breaks down in the next few days to put that out there to show people, because it's actually really advantageous to be getting CRU now despite the price of them, despite the discount not being as good as it was. It can literally put more money in your pocket each and every month. Yeah, yep, absolutely. All right, oh, there's one other one there. Method, what is the method to buy education? Then the other anonymous attendee, I'm not quite sure who you are. You asked the question, what is the method to buy education? If you think credit card's too high, then bank transfer or cryptocurrency. Now, cryptocurrency right now, you get a 10% discount. So obviously that's quite a good way to do it. But bank transfer is the other easy way. And it is relatively easy. It's painless doing it that way. But if you want a discount, then cryptocurrency. I've already answered the question on the white paper, so we don't need to go over that again. Will GOF be available in Ireland? Yeah, absolutely. I'm sure there's people there that can run that game. And I know there's people in the UK that can, so we could potentially get something happening there. Mary, no problem. All right, guys, we look like we're pretty close to the end of these questions. Are there any more burning desires? How do you use cash to add the fund? You can't. You have to do it through the bank transfer. So you could deposit the cash into your bank account and then do a bank transfer or pay by credit card or purchase cryptocurrency with it. But there's no Cash App yet, Henry. And I say yet because there's something in the works right now. So there's another one come up here. White bank card not accepted. Look, best person, B. Silash is the best people to ask there is support. I'm not in IT. I don't know why the credit cards are not working in the API. And guys, some of these questions that are coming through right now are support questions, and I'm not qualified to answer them. Will we be told when you'll be putting out the video? Yeah, absolutely. I'll make sure, Sheila, I'll make sure that I get it into all the relevant groups. So if you're connected to me in any way, then you'll know, because I'll put it on my timeline. I'll put it on YouTube as well. My timeline on Facebook, I'll put it on YouTube, but I'll also put it in all the main groups so that it can explain that, because it's really, really powerful when you think about it. What's the difference between, oh yeah, cool. Thanks, Paul. The difference between the WCRU token, it's essentially a derivative. So that will more than likely be what will trade on the market, and it'll be stable. So whereas, so if I can explain this way, Ethereum and Bitcoin are not stable. They're open to the market, right? Now, there are other tokens like Tether, like TUSD, True US Dollar, DAI, which are called stable coins. Now, the reason they can be stable is because, let's say we use True USD, okay? It's worth one TUSD is worth $1 US. And the reason they can say that is because it's collateralized by 150%. So there might be a $1.50 put in away for it. So if there's any movement in that market, they know that they can still hold that token at that price. And that's essentially what WCRU will be. So if there's any variation in our token, it'll be backed up, it'll be collateralized in such a way that the value of it will be X, but the collateral will be Y. So what that means is that even if there's movement over here, this still stays solid. So that's why there's a derivative of it. And that's essentially what it will be as a stable coin. Yeah, again, API, you're asking support questions. You need to ask support on those. Tamane, I'm good. Thank you very much, man. Appreciate it. Hope you're well as well. Can this PowerPoint be able to? Yes, Mary, we'll do our best to get that out to everyone. Yes, Betty, there is, absolutely. I'd say try and have it wrapped up before March. Just saying. I'm amazing. Thank you very much. Oh, mate. Loved my time in Ethiopia. Thank you so much. I hope to get back there this year. All right, guys, if there are any one or two burning desires, we can wrap this up. Oh, mining program. That's a really good question, Mara. I would make sure that you are on the end of month webinar with Andre for that. We did have a conversation about that on Monday night last week about that program. So yeah, I'll be on the webinar, on the summary webinar. No worries, Paul. Thank you. I'm amazing. Thank you, Howard. No worries, Betty. Awesome, guys. B// again, mate. Support, that's who you need to get into. No worries, Lisa. Thank you. Appreciate it. Cheers, Ian. Appreciate it, mate. Livy, Lynn. Awesome, guys. Thank you very much. Go out. Remember, guys, you create everything in your life. So go out and create something amazing. You have an amazing opportunity in front of you. Share it with people. Prosper from it. Have patience with it, because we're doing something that has never been done, but it'll be worth it, because you're the innovators, and the innovators are the ones that get paid more than everybody else. So have an amazing evening, day, wherever you are in the world. It's close to, no, it's just after, just 10 past 11 here. So I'm going to go to bed. We're at SeaWorld Resort. We're going to SeaWorld tomorrow. The kids are asleep over there. So anyway, guys, have a great evening, day, wherever you are in the world. Love yous all, and we'll talk to yous really, really soon.